What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am bringing you guys my top 10 and my current fragrance rotation for this spring. I included quite a bit of different scents here, different DNAs, different styles, not just freshies, because to me personally, I like to wear different types of scents, right? Not just, aquatic, citrusy fragrances, but I also like to include stuff that is going to be usable during the springtime. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So let's start off with my most recent acquisition, and it is MFK Oud Silk Mood. Not Oud Satin Mood, Oud Silk Mood. And the reason why I included this in this list is because it's not a heavy, dense oud fragrance. Yes, it's gonna be in the same realm of other oud and rose fragrances because this does have rose and it does have oud, but this also has white florals and gaiac wood, and that makes this scent less dense and less heavy, and it gives it this nice versatility where you can rock it throughout the day or even at night, preferably during the nighttime. This definitely screams night out in the springtime because of those white florals, because of that gaiac wood that tames down that oud, right? And it's not too floral, it's not too white floral-ish. The rose and the oud is not heavy in this scent, and that's why I really like this a lot. I wore it the other day. I gave it a few sprays and it was a great experience. Love at first sniff, and if you haven't checked this one out, guys, please do, because MFK has some great scents. Oud Satin Mood, never give it a shot just because it's talked about so much, so that kind of ruins it for me. So I just went with this and it did not disappoint. So Oud Silk Mood by MFK is definitely one to check out, guys. Next up, let's go with a freshie, and it's on the cheaper side of things, an affordable cheapie as we like to call them, and it is Paris Hilton for men. And this right here, guys, is cucumber, airiness, freshness all around, and this projects amazing. Performance in this is fantastic. I wore it just the other week, just to be here around the house, and wow, I was just in such a great mood because of how great this scent is. There's some mountain air in this fragrance. There's a note that says mountain air, literally. I don't know how you grab mountain air and put it in a fragrance, but hey, I would like to know. But yeah, so definitely a great addition to my collection because, sometimes it's not about the big bucks. I got this for $11. It was on sale. I think the regular price is $15 at Ross or wherever you can find it. And yeah, so I believe someone either took it or returned it, so they marked down the price a couple bucks, and yeah, I decided to just grab it, and here we are. So again, very fresh, very fruity, but for the most part you get that cucumber performance. Like I said, it's above average. Just spray enough, guys, spray your clothes, and this will be a great experience for you to try. So if you've seen this before at your rack stores like Ross, definitely pick it up, guys, because I definitely recommend this. Okay, so another fragrance that I also picked up at Ross when I picked up Paris Hilton for Men at the same time, I picked this one up as well, and it is Penguin Premium Blend. This is the Premium Blend. I know they have a few on this line at Ross. They have quite a bit. I forget the names of the other ones, but to me, this is the one that stands out to me the most. The bottle, the look of it, the color scheme, it just gravitated towards me. It grabbed my attention, and I said, why not? For $15, it's worth taking that risk, right? And it did not disappoint. The notes include some citruses, some peppermint at the top, some sea notes and sea salt, and there's some greens in the middle as well. And also down at the base, there's some musk and driftwood. And this is very, very aquatic, airy, salty, right? But everything is just very well blended together. And for $15, this is a great pickup. I forgot to mention the vetiver down at the base, which makes this masculine, right? It's a very masculine, fresh with that violet leaf in the mid, giving us this very aquatic, very airy, relaxing scent, right? When there's salt and green notes in here with that rosemary, right? It's very relaxing. It's very therapeutic, at least for me. I've only worn it once, but that first experience was top notch. It did not disappoint me at all, and it's definitely one to include in your rotation because it's such an easy grab and go. If you don't know what to wear, you can just easily pick this up, spray yourself a few times, and you're out the door. So because this was such a good experience, my first wear, I might need to check out the rest of this line or the rest of this this house fragrances, because this one definitely grabbed me by surprise. It really did. I wasn't expecting much, but from what I smelled, this is amazing. Amazing fragrance for $15, guys. You got to give it a shot, hands down. Let's go with my current scent of the day. It is Aquamarine. I've been wanting Aquamarine, but it's discontinued. The prices are a little high on that one, but as of right now, Aquamarine does the job. Very salty, aquatic, marine. Not in the same realm as this one. Two different DNAs, even though this is also aquatic and salty and fresh. This is, it takes it a different direction, guys. So I don't want to get y'all confused with these two, because they're both salty, fresh, aquatic fragrances. Grapefruit. You get some mandarin orange at the top, some neroli, some seaweed, rosemary as well, and there's some amber and that Virginia Cedar. And with those water notes, it's just very, very, very refreshing, very invigorating, very vivacious, right? And on skin is just magnificent. Different than smelling it on paper, because you definitely get the whole experience once you spray it on skin. It dries down to that ambery, woody, salty smell, and it's just so enjoyable, so very aromatic, airy, lively. It's amazing, guys. I got this off of Fragrance Buy. I think it was $40 or so. So guys, if you want a great staple for spring and summer, preferably I would rather wear this in spring. I don't know why not, it's just how I feel about this fragrance. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. Right, so this is my current gym scent, and it is Perialis Portfolio Elite, I believe. Yeah, I think it's Elite. I'm not too sure, but the blue bottle, basically. I picked this up at Ross 3 years ago, right? I think it was 3 years ago. And I've had it since then. And I finally decided to make it my gym scent because I was running through another bottle that was my gym scent. I like to have maybe 1 or 2 or 3 max gym scents, but I was just sticking with one recently until I finished that one. I wanted to include this one. And guys, it is a compliment getter, compliment magnet. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's a fougere, it's aromatic, barbershoppy. So it has that old school vibe, but with a modern take on it as well. Like, it's not outdated. You won't smell like an old man or anything like that. That's not what I mean when I say that it's a little old schoolish, but really, really enjoyable. It's fruity. There's like this almost juiciness to it because of that apple note in here. There's that apple, there's some artemisia, and with the cardamom, the geranium, it's very aromatic, right? And that apple giving it this juiciness with those green notes, the artemisia, the white currant, right? The white currant is different, right? It's fruity. It's like a fruity vegetable, kind of nutty type of accord, type of note. And you don't see that often, right? Especially in modern perfumery. But at the base, you get the musk, vetiver, amber, tonka bean, oak moss, cedar, typical base note dry down, but done very well in here. That cardamom giving it this nice sexiness, right? And that caraway giving it like a different DNA, right? Something out of the norm, out of the ordinary. It's not your typical, designer fragrance. This definitely smells just different, right? For lack of a better term, just different, right? And I really, really enjoy this at the gym. My gym is very well ventilated, so I get whiffs of it throughout the whole time that I'm there. And this is just top-notch stuff. And people love this, guys. People love it. So you're definitely gonna smell good in the gym wearing this, guys. All right, guys. Next up, I'm going to go with a discontinued fragrance. And I found this on OfferUp. And I paid quite a big buck for this, and it is Armani Mania from Giorgio Armani. Focus, there we go. And I bought it like this. I didn't use all of that. I paid $200 for this fragrance. I've only used it twice. I wore it yesterday, and it's great. Early 2000s in a bottle. You definitely get that feel that you're in the early 2000s. And if you were born in the 1990s like myself, then you know what this smells like, right? And it's very enjoyable. Nothing groundbreaking. It's nothing that you haven't really smelled before. It gives you a specific smell. You know, if people wear this around you, they're going to be wondering what you're wearing. And it's probably going to be very nostalgic, a very nostalgic scent, because that's what this is for me. You know, I was a young lad in the early 2000s, and it definitely reminds me of those times. Now, this is very hard to find. You would have to do your research if you want to find a good affordable price. I'm not saying $200 for this much is a good price. You know, I just kind of bargained with it, and I just said, why not? You know, I'm really into finding these discontinued fragrances, because, you know, I'm such a connoisseur when it comes to perfumery, guys. You guys know that. That's why I'm here doing this. So the notes in this fragrance is mandarin orange, saffron, citrus leaves at the top, cedar and vetiver in the mid, and musk and amber in the base. So very musky, very citrusy, woody, you know, aromatic, warm, spicy, a bit powdery, right? Just a bit powdery and green, and kind of like a metallic feel, right? And the accords that you read off of Fragrantica on this fragrance is definitely what you're gonna get, guys. Definitely what you're gonna get. And I got lucky, you know. I found this. I think full bottles go for like $300 or $400 on eBay. I'm not paying that much. I'm really not. Will I go through all of this? Maybe so. You know, I don't need a full bottle, and I just said, you know, why not? Screw it. Went with it. 200. It is what it is, guys. I don't regret it, but definitely a bit steep for this much of a fragrance. But nonetheless, guys, this is great. Simple, but great. So Armani Mania by Giorgio Armani. Discontinued. Sorry, guys, you can't find it, or you can't really readily get it. But I have it, so I'm gonna enjoy it. Okay, guys. This fragrance I've been wanting forever. And I finally got it. It's a 30 ml, but I think it's more than enough, right? Tiger by Bulgari. Man, you guys know about Tiger. It doesn't need an introduction. Grapefruit, woody, and ambroxan. Just stunner. What a stud. This is just, to me, this is a 10 out of 10. It's a great experience. It is fantastic. And it just leaves me speechless as to how good this is. I've smelled this for the first time 2 years ago, around this time of year. I smelled it at Dillard's. They had the whole Legam collection there, and I smelled Tiger for the first time, and blown away, out of words. I don't know what to say other than just wow, jaw dropped. I can't believe this is this good. And definitely enjoyable, guys. It's very invigorating. The grapefruit's almost juicy. I love how the ambroxan come across. I love how the woody notes come across. Stellar stuff, guys. Stellar stuff. If you smelled Tiger before, you know what I'm talking about. Again, it doesn't really need an introduction, but for the sake of this video, Bulgari Tiger, 10 out of 10. The recent one that I've worn, I wore this the other day to work, and it is from the Privé line of Giorgio Armani, Orangerie Venise. Guys, this is so citrusy, white florals, citrus. I believe there's some amber in the base, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look up the notes real quick. Ambroxan, moss, and cedar in the base. Neroli and Buku or Agathosma in the middle, and then the citruses off the top, bergamot, bitter orange. Definitely citrusy, citrus bomb right off the grip, right off the first spray. You're gonna have to spray this quite a bit, quite heavy, because it's not the greatest performer. You know, retail price, this is $195, so basically $200. You're gonna be paying at least $200, but I found this for $100 on OfferUp. It's amazing. The price is a little steep. I don't think it's worth $200, but for $100, for what I picked it up for, definitely worth it. Again, I only got around maybe 4 hours of longevity. Then it became a really faint skin scent after the 3 to 4 hour mark. But nonetheless, this is amazing. Once it dries down, you definitely get that ambroxan, the moss, and that cedar, making this fragrance not just very linear when it comes to the citruses and the white florals. So yeah, the ambroxan, the moss, and the cedar really captivated me. I was smelling it off of my skin, and it is amazing, hands down. I do have another Privé fragrance coming in. I believe it's called Iris Celadon. I smelled it 2 days ago at the Galleria. My gosh, it is so freaking good. I will tell you guys about that one when it comes in. I will do a full review. I actually have it sprayed on this piece of paper. Still smell it after 2 days. It is fantastic, guys. But I'll keep you guys posted on that one. But yes, Orangerie Vanille from the Armani Privé line. Great. Awesome citrusy for springtime. All right, let's go with a discontinued fragrance. Well, this iteration. Oud Mineral by Tom Ford. And I know they released a reformulated version of this last year, I think, in the not the the signature line, right? With the round bottle, almost the cylinder bottle. And there are differences when it comes to the notes, just very slight differences. I think they removed 2 notes from this and they included 2 different ones in the newer version. Can't remember off the top of my head, but I've smelled the newer version, the newer iteration, and it smells the same, 95% the same, but I can definitely tell the difference by smelling this and the other one. I love how this one comes across more. I found this for a bargain of a price. I paid $50 for this, and it was this full. I've worn this 2 times, and it was basically just around that much full, but worth it hands down. When I first sprayed this the other day, or last week I believe, my little brother was walking past me right here down my hallway, and he says, "Dang, that smells good." And this projects loud. You will not go nose blind to this. Strong performer, guys. Strong performer. You get sea notes, sea salt, some oud, obviously, it's in the name, seaweed, ambergris, styrax, pink pepper, balsam fir, and pepperwood. You definitely get all of that, right? And it might not be for everyone. It's not for everyone, definitely not. But I've received a compliment every time that I've worn this. At least once, right? And definitely a compliment getter. Definitely fitted for springtime because, you know, spring is not always hot. You know, you get 70-degree weather up to 80-degree or even high 60s. And it definitely has that versatility for spring. Fresh, oudy, woody, a bit green, very masculine, very masculine with that ambergris. It just gives it this humph, this heft to this fragrance. And my gosh, stunner. Mineral. If you can find this one, guys, you're lucky. All right, last one. I haven't worn this one just yet, right? But I've smelled it on my little brother, and I've smelled it on a customer at work. I asked him, "Hey man, what are you wearing? What is that? It smells really good." And he told me that it was a red bottle from Zara. It was a red bottle. He said it was called Red, and it said for him. And I already knew which one it was. My little brother had it, and my little brother ended up giving it to me. And it's Zara Red edition for him. This is basically Baccarat Rouge for cheap, right? Obviously not the same quality, not the same notes, not the exact same thing, but that's exactly what you're gonna get with Red edition for him from Zara. I don't think you can find this at Zara anymore. I've walked in there a few times recently, can't find it. I think it's either out of stock or they discontinued it, I'm not sure, but in the air, guys, this smells amazing. I'm not the biggest fan of Baccarat Rouge 540, the Eau de Parfum or the X-Straight, but how this comes across, I don't know, man. It's something about this one that I really do enjoy, and I just cannot wait to wear it myself and have that experience. Red edition for him from Zara, a great cheapie, very fitted for springtime. Well, that wraps up my top 10 fragrance rotation for this spring. I really do enjoy all of these. They're amazing. They're fantastic fragrances. Not your typical, you know, rotation, but these are my top 10. These are the ones that I've been enjoying a lot recently, and I can't wait to wear them a lot more. So guys, as always, guys, leave a comment about any of these fragrances. Give me your thoughts and opinions. You know that I always love to enjoy reading your comments, your opinions. You know, everything's subjective, guys, so I love to interact with you guys. So until next time, guys, take care.